Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create your own YouTube subscribe end screen in Camtasia 2020. So I made this recently for a client because they were requesting a YouTube subscribe, like very short video clip of what it looks like someone subscribing to their channel. And I'll play it right here so you guys understand what I mean. So this is for a YouTube channel. His name is Kevin Burciaga, and this is what I created for him. Alright, so it's basically a subscribe video. It's only, 6 seconds long? 6.5 seconds long. It does this like zoom up thing, and it is actually like me subscribing to his channel and then clicking the bell notification and then clicking all so that, you know, to entice people to click the bell to get all the notifications when he publishes a new video. So I'm going to show you guys how to make something like this for your own channel. Alright, so the first thing is you need to be unsubscribed from the channel because you need to make it look like you're subscribing, but you actually are subscribing. So I actually had to unsubscribe from Kevin and then go and subscribe again to create this video. So what we did is we did a screencast recording, which is right here, and I'll pull it down over here so you can see what it actually was like, raw and unedited. So you can see all this stuff here, my tabs that I've got going on here, all of my icons, and you can see in the final version it looks very clean cut and it's not all messy like this. So first thing I did was I like to shape the footage. I like to cut off all this distracting stuff that I think is distracting for the viewer. So I want it to look like this, nice, clean cut, polished. So what I do is I click on the actual screencast recording. And if you don't know how to record a screencast, you basically click the record button here, and then down at the bottom right, sort of like a remote is going to come up, and it's going to say record, and then it will record your computer screen. But anyways, you take a quick screencast recording, and I'll just play it here raw. And it's basically me subscribing and then going to the bell notification and then clicking all. And then that was literally it. So what I do first is I trim the fat. So I'm going to click on the media, click on the crop button here, and I'm going to start trimming all this stuff that is not necessary. I want to make it nice and clean as possible. So I'm literally getting rid of all these extra icons. Then from here, I want to size it accordingly. And I'm going to expand it here. And I'm pretty much going to get it to this. I'll go a little bit more. Something like there. And then now it is the entire size of the screen. And then I want to chop the beginning part and the end part, get rid of all that other stuff because I was kind of just waiting around with the mouse, and then I started moving it. So you can see as I scrub through here, the mouse starts moving around here. So I'll probably start it around here, highlight it again, click the S key, and then I'm just going to highlight that piece, delete it, I don't need that. I'm going to click play again with the space bar, and then it's going to be starting up again, and then it ends around there. Maybe I'll play it again to see if I can get a little bit closer. The whole point of this is to create a call to action for people to subscribe, click that bell notification, but at the same time you want it to be short, like you don't want it to be very long. So I'll end it around there. Again, I'm going to highlight it, click the S key to split, and then I'm going to delete this end portion there. So all we're doing is just literally trimming everything so far. So now I have the clip here, and now we can start adding the zoom in, the effects, all that kind of stuff. So first thing that I want to do is head over to cursor effects. So I'll go to cursor effects here. If you don't see it, just click the more button and then it'll likely be in here. These things interchange when you use them. Like if I didn't use cursor effects, then it would be over here. See, audio effects is here because I haven't been using it. But basically go to your cursor effects. Now here you're going to have different options to choose from. So you can choose cursor highlight, cursor spotlight, cursor magnify, and this is like a smoothing thing. Now what I did, you can see, is I used the cursor highlight, which is right here, but you can see that it's not yellow, it's white. So I wanted to change it to white because as you can see, you know, his branding is very light, it's very clean. A big yellow highlighter thing probably wouldn't have looked as good. So I'm gonna take the cursor highlight, bring it down to this clip, and move the mouse here. And you can see that it's got this yellow, it's the standard yellow, highlighter yellow. So I changed it to white. And then I actually made it a little bit smaller because I thought it was too big. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller with the size and the opacity, which is how clear it becomes or how not clear it becomes. I made that a little bit lighter. And then I made the size a little bit smaller, something like that, around there. Because I'm going to magnify the mouse later. And then also another thing that I did with the cursor highlight is I made the softness of the circular part. The edges, like if you go like this, like the edges are very clear. It's very clear that, you know, you can see the edge of the circle. When you start doing something like this, it makes it softer and sort of like blends in a little bit more. Becomes a little bit more hazy with the edges. So I did a little bit of that, made it smaller, made it white, made it more soft. And then after that, I went to the left click and I added a left click sound. You'll hear like one click on this one. It's very subtle. Or 2 clicks. Or 3 clicks. There's 3 clicks that happen. And what I did was I grabbed the left click sound, drag it down, and then this now will play. And there's that same clicking sound. Now you can see the left click sound when I added it. I did make it like a little bit louder. I wanted it to be like really emphasize that the click was happening, the click sound was happening. So you can just increase the volume like that, and we'll play it again. So I can hear that it is louder, and so you can play around with that. Another thing that I did was I enlarged the hand, which is also the mouse, so you can see that it starts off being the mouse cursor, and then it ends up being a hand. So how to enlarge that is you go to the top here, under your mouse settings, and scale. When you increase it, it becomes huge. So it becomes like a really large cursor and hand mouse, and you can play around with that. I think it ends up becoming really big because I zoom in on it, so we'll leave it at that. So the last piece is now the zoom in piece, which is the most crucial piece, because if I play it again, you can see that it's really emphasizing the subscribe as we zoom in, whereas here, if we don't have it, it's stationary. It's still, I mean, it's still going to be effective, but I think that the zoom in will make it. So to add in the zoom in, we're going to head over to animations, and then we're going to, so your animations tab, and then you go to animations, and then we want to go to custom, and we want to drag that down. Now it's going to give you this little green arrow thing. I wanted the animation to start right at the beginning, so zoom in starting from the beginning, and then from here I want to go to zoom and pan, And then I'm going to make it so that we zoom into the subscribe area. So I'm going to grab this corner piece and I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm just going to play around with it, and I might go a little bit down, and then I gotta play around with it, but after I do that, I'm going to stretch this arrow to the entire duration of the clip so that it does this slow zoom during the entire clip. So I'll play it now. And there you go. So we've pretty much replicated it here. And I feel like that is the final touch that makes the whole thing, is that slight zoom and pan right into the corner there for the subscribe. And so that's how you create your own YouTube subscribe end screen video. So you guys can try this out, do it yourself. If you want to just pass it on and you want someone to create it for you, I am available to create this for you guys. You guys can hit me up down in the description below. I will have my email. Just email me saying like Camtasia YouTube subscribe video, and I'll know what you're talking about, and then I can send you more information about how I can get that done for you. Alright guys, so if you like this video and you want more Camtasia tutorials, I have a 9+ hour Camtasia course with over 70 lectures. If you want to fast track your Camtasia learning, I highly recommend you check it out. You guys can get 2 months free access down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.